Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's UBNradio.com.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio show, Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon here out of the Sunset Gower Studios, Universal Broadcasting Network, and every Thursday and Saturday on my syndicated CNBC News Radio channel, KCAA AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and now anywhere there's iHeartRadio. Just put in Dr. Marissa and you will find me. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So no gossip, no scandal, and no K words, no Kardashian talk at all. No Kanye talk either now. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. And as I do start most of my shows now with a peace shout out. And today I get to shout out to the Mighty Ducks. Yes, I went to my first hockey game and I was actually on actually got to do a Ducks broadcast yesterday at the Discovery Cube in Orange County. So shout out to the people there and to my beautiful, fabulous little great niece, Anna Grace, who makes me just smile. She's visiting from Vancouver for the holidays. And also a peace shout out to Emily, Donna, and Jim, who were there at the Mighty Ducks game. And then for excellent customer service, my shout out goes to Peter at Din Tai Fun. And then to all the fabulous folks that I got to bless at my choir boss, Ricky Beebe's Possibilitopia New Year's Eve party. I think of something, self-criticism, unforgiveness, thinking that you're not as great as you are, eating bonbons and sitting around and doing nothing. Whatever it is that you want to release, I want you to release for 2016. And then 2017, my big brother, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, always says we have IDD, Intention Deficit Disorder. So what do you want to intend? What's your dream or wish that you would like to have happen this year? So gently closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in through the nose, thinking of what that is, and then releasing, knowing that it is. And I'm going to give you a little special little short blessing of more peace, prosperity, love, joy, creativity, generosity, kindness, and wonder for 2017. I hope it's the best one ever. And thank you so much to Lola Shadadi today, who is interpreting, making this a special radio for our deaf community series. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I have a very special guest today. And that is Laila Ali, a world-class athlete, fitness and wellness expert, TV host, cooking enthusiast, founder of the Laila Ali lifestyle brand, and mother of two. She's the daughter and of the late beloved global icon and humanitarian Muhammad Ali. She's also herself a 4-time undefeated boxing world champion whose stellar record includes 24 wins, 21 of which were knockouts and 0 losses. Laila is heralded as the most successful female in the history of women's boxing. So you can see she didn't fall far from that tree. She's a familiar face on TV, including last night. I know you all saw Celebrity Apprentice, Dancing with the Stars, CBS Sports Network, Chopped, which she won, and my daughters were very impressed with that. Late Night Chef Fight, and she's been a guest on Rachel Ray and Steve Harvey. For multiple seasons, she hosted ABC syndicated Everyday Health, co-hosted American Gladiators, and CBS All In with Layla Ali. In 2012, when women's boxing was included in the Olympics for the first time, Lila was the first woman in history to provide expert commentary for NBC Sports. She's a past president of Women's Sports Foundation, also a major voice for the 40th anniversary of Title IX, which has protected women's rights to be included and treated equality in collegiate sports. Spokesperson for Subway and Kohl's. I could go on and on and on, but then there wouldn't be time for me to talk to her on the show. So please welcome, without further ado, Layla Ali.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. You made me tired just listening to all that. Oh.
Well, I was saying to you before the show that you're one of the only people that I could actually say is busier than I am, and there's not a lot of us. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. I don't know if that's a congratulations, but it's like, ooh, I need a nap.
Yes, and for those of you who are listening and wondering why it is not streaming on Dr. Marissa right now, we can't. It's experiencing a little technical difficulty. So just go to UBN or Universal Broadcasting Network on Facebook, and you can stream it there. And Tony, if you're listening, if you could just share it on my Dr. Marissa page, that would be awesome. And then I can focus here. And then while you're at Dr. Marissa, I wouldn't mind you giving me a finger. I'm just kidding. Give me a like. All right. And now, what was it like being the daughter of a man that was literally greater than life?
Well, I don't know any other life other than my own, and obviously it was wonderful. I mean, I didn't have any complaints. My father is not only a great athlete, one of the greatest athletes in the world. He's also a great man. I hold him on the highest pedestal. He was a wonderful father. And recently, we all mourned his loss together.
Yeah.
The entire world did all together, but he's in a better place now.
Yep.
So, but I mean, it was a great experience having him as a role model. And he really shaped my values and my morals. And he's a big part of who I am today. So.
Absolutely. He's there with my dad, too. They're having a good time right now.
Yeah.
And what would you say what was your favorite memory of your dad?
People ask me that question, and I don't have just a.
I thought it was a new
Sorry,
good one.
I don't have one favorite memory, but I do remember just my father loved people. Our house was like a public place, with an open door to anyone who wanted to come visit. We lived adjacent to Beverly Hills in a gated community, but people call the guard gate, and he say, "Let him in." So he loved doing magic tricks. He loved entertaining. So as a child, I didn't love that because my home was not like the average home.
Right.
But you gotta love a man who loves people so much.
Yes.
As great as he is, he never thought he was better than anybody else, and he always made time to make people feel like they were more special than he was.
Right. Now you lived in this. I mean, you grew up with him until your divorce, your mom's divorce. Sorry. And then here's a funny story that I don't know if I told you. Your stepdad, Carl Anderson, was actually recorded with a prior guest of mine, Keiko Matsui.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's obviously beloved by our my spiritual community, Agape. But so once you divorced, you stayed with your mom. How often did you get to see your dad?
When my parents divorced, I pretty much saw my father moved out of Los Angeles, so I saw my parents. I saw my father when he came in town or when we'd go visit. But I was a mom's girl, so it affected my sister more than me. I never remember feeling like, I don't see my dad enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it wasn't tough for you.
No.
No, my dad, I don't see him as often. Or when he came around.
It was fine.
It was good. It was good. Now, what happened when you told him you wanted to box?
I decided that I wanted to box when I first saw women's boxing on television. A lot of people assume that, she following her father's footsteps. I was in the gym with him growing up, and it wasn't like that. I never wanted to box until I saw women boxing with my own two eyes, and I didn't know about it. I was like, wow, women box?
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw it, I wanted to do it.
Right.
I started pretty much training in secrecy. I didn't tell anyone because I wanted to figure out if it's something I really wanted to do or not, or if I had the talent to do. I didn't want to embarrass. I understood what was going to happen if Muhammad Ali's youngest daughter, made public that I was going to become a boxer. So I wanted to make sure this was the path that I wanted to go down.
Right.
It also was hard because I never wanted to live my life publicly. So it was a turmoil within myself. Like, wow, if I do this, then I'm going to have to live my life publicly.
Right.
I knew I'd be successful at it, if I went forward with it. So, but I decided to go for it. It's what my heart wanted to do. And once I was sure, I told my father, and he had already heard through the grapevine that I was training.
Yeah.
And he said, is it true? Are you going to box? And I said, yeah, Dad, I'm going to box. And he tried to talk me out of it every way that he could.
Why?
Indirectly, though.
Why?
He said, well, you can really get hurt. And I said, yeah, I know. And he said, the whole world's going to be watching you. It's going to be a lot of pressure on you. I said, yeah, I know. And he said, what happens if you get knocked down? I said, well, I'm going to get back up just like you did, And so he went through it. He never said don't do it because he knows me. And he knows I'm like
just like
him. He's like, don't tell me not to do it. That's not going to do anything to make me mad.
Yeah. Or make you want to do it
more.
more.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why we're sisters.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to show you I can.
Yeah.
Tell me don't.
Yeah.
So, but I already knew that he didn't want me to because my father was a male chauvinist for one. He didn't believe that women should be boxing in the first place because we shouldn't be wearing sports bras and shorts in the ring, even just for something that simple.
Wow.
Let alone did he want his daughter to get hurt, because he's Muslim. I've never been Muslim.
Okay.
I rejected the religion at a very young age.
Did it make him mad?
Yeah. He didn't like that. He didn't like that. But that's why I said he already knew me. He already knew Layla. I'm the same 9-year-old that told Muhammad Ali, who fought for his religion and gave up his career for his religion, that, Dad, I don't want to be Muslim. So I'm the only one out of all of my 9 sisters and brothers that said, hey, this is what it is, bro. Whether you like it or not.
And thanks to your genes,
right.
This is your fault. You brought this on yourself.
So he respected me for it, but we bumped heads a lot on the way up.
Yeah. So let's talk about that head bump, literally. There's a lot of people, and myself included, who I have a hard time watching because the trauma to the head, and then your father, Parkinson's, which they're saying is trauma induced. My mother has Parkinson's. She wasn't a boxer, but most boxers have some kind of brain injury, right? The statistics are pretty high. No,
I don't want to say most, but it would make sense that we do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So, one question is, did it bother you watching your father in the ring?
No. And let me just say, cut to the chase.
Yeah.
We're a little crazy. We're a little off. Yeah. To want to box in the first place. Yes. So I cannot sit here and try, and I'm not going to try to make sense of it for you and be like, no, it's safe. No, it's okay. No, it's like every single boxer that's come behind my father looks up to Muhammad Ali. He's the greatest and knows what the effects of boxing, and we still choose to box. So there's nobody that's going to make us say, oh, I don't want to do it.
Right.
You as a fighter, you choose to do it. You're going into a sport in the first place. You can die in the ring. You're getting hit in the head. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So when you say, this is what I want to do, you're taking those risks.
Right.
Just like anybody else who does any other extreme sport or anything like that. You're like, well, they're crazy. But they're people, we just look at life differently.
Yeah,
like, this is what I love to do, and this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
With that being said, now that I'm older, I'm done with my career, I have children, I wouldn't box now, because I'm like, wow, I don't want something to happen to me because I have people who,
counting on
me
you
and counting on me. So I have a different way of looking at it now because I do miss boxing sometimes. I just want to go to the gym and spar, meaning train, get in the gym, get in the ring with the guy. I only sparred with men. So
why?
Get in the ring. Because I'm a big girl. I'm 5'11", 168, 70 pounds. It's hard to find women your size.
Right.
So, but I don't want to get hurt. So I'm like, I think not. I'll just train in the gym, because of the part about getting hurt. It's like, who would want to retire, be okay, but then get hurt because I'm fooling around, working out. Right.
So how long was your career boxing?
About 10 years.
10 years. And your I'm trying to share on Facebook. Sorry, I'm listening to you. Like we said, I gotta do everything.
Yes.
Okay. So, so you did it, and you made a conscious decision that I'm done. I've done well. You had no losses, right? So some of your critics have said, well, you didn't fight the people that were really good, or you didn't stay long enough, or all of that. What's your response to those critics?
Well, I have is it 4 or 5? At least 4, maybe 5 world titles. I forget. That's an effect from boxing.
Okay.
Because I'm super middleweight champ, but I also got a belt at light heavyweight, which I think made it my 5th. And you got to beat world champions to get those belts from those girls. And but it's true. There were a couple of girls that I never fought, or shall I say, never fought me. And only thing you can do is look at the opponents that we have in common, because there's a girl, one in particular, Ann Wolf, who, her and I had a rivalry. We were supposed to fight a few times. Actually, my ex-husband was my boxing promoter at the time, and we actually put her on our undercard, meaning the fight before my fight, to promote our fight, because she finally decided she's finally going to get the nerve to get in the ring with me.
Right.
And then she fell out again after that. Like, I wouldn't put somebody on my undercard and promote them for people to say, hey, are you going to fight her? And me go, no, I'm not going to fight her. She wouldn't fight me. But the story is I wouldn't fight her.
Right.
But I mean, that's part of the reason I retired, because I got tired of training at an elite level. Because I always came in prepared, no matter who I was fighting, to defend my titles, and getting in there with people who just weren't a challenge to me. And you just get tired of it. And then I got tired of the people who keep saying I don't want to fight them, but they really won't fight me. I can't make them fight. I've always been capable of doing so much more. Had so many other things that I want to do outside of boxing. So when it got to the point where I just got bored with it and I wasn't inspired anymore, I went and I got the titles from all the champions. Then it's now what's left? And just for people, most of the people listening right now don't follow boxing or women's boxing. So that I'm aware of. And there are so many talented women in boxing, just not in my weight class. My weight class was 168 super middleweight. You just look, the average woman who's lean and fit is not going to be 168. So most women would be more around the 140. They had so much talent in that weight class, but in my weight class, it was a lot harder for me to find fights. So I don't want to sit here and make it sound like, oh, I was just so great, I just couldn't find anybody in my weight class. If I was in a different weight class, smaller, then I would have probably had more competition. Not that I wouldn't have beat them too, but I would have had so much more fun doing it.
And if you're wondering who I have here in studio, from that last comment, there's no question. This is the daughter of Muhammad Ali, Layla Ali.
People seem to forget that. Like, I do have the same blood running through my veins. Trust me. They never saw my best. Never. Even in those fights. Like, my best fights were in the gym with the guys, with the world champion men that I was sparring with. Like, with that's what made the fight so easy for me when I got in there with some of the ladies. It was like, oh, God, this is boring. I would only fight right above their level. Why am I going to fight on 20 when you're on 5? I'm only going to fight on 8. I'm talking about as far as my skills and my talent. You need someone to bring it out of you. So I got tired of that, because I knew how much more I was capable of doing. So.
Well, good for you. Because we need strong role models, and you definitely, literally, figuratively, all the way around are a great.
I think I'm a little too strong sometimes. I intimidate people.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to ask your husband.
Right, no, not him. I would never want to marry a man that was intimidated by me. That wouldn't be fun. Right.
And speaking of which, you are married to NFL great Curtis Conway.
Yes.
Tell me how you guys met.
We met.
Inside story.
It's funny. We met through a mutual friend. I actually had just got separated from my first husband. I got married really young.
Okay.
What was I, like 20, 21?
Oh, wow. That is young.
Yeah, very young.
Your husband.
A husband, yes. So, and I was with him for 4 years, and he was like pretty much guiding me through my boxing career. I do not regret that marriage at all. Maybe should have got a little sooner, but it's what I needed at that time.
Right.
So I had just finally got going through my divorce, and Curtis was already divorced, and he had a fight party at his house, and a friend of mine who was a guy, was like, Layla, come with me to this fight party, and I was thinking he might have been attracted to me, and I was like, no, I'm not going with him. I'm not going to show up to a fight party. I'm newly divorced. I wasn't divorced. I just filed.
Right.
People will see me with him, think something's going on. I was like, I don't need any drama. So then I talked to one of my girls, and she was like, Layla, just go. Just go have fun. You never go do anything. So I said, okay, fine. So I said, but I'm driving my car separate, so we're not like a date. I'll meet him at this fight party. Okay. So we go to the fight party, and then it turns out it's at Curtis is my now husband's house, who I didn't know who he was. I wasn't really a big NFL fan.
Okay.
And then we got to know each other there, and just hit it off right away.
Yeah.
And then it turns out the guy wasn't trying to, he was just trying to take me to he wasn't trying to hook up. Yeah.
Okay. He was just.
Yeah. He told me after the party, Curtis, Curtis likes you, Curtis is so shy. He didn't say anything. And I was dropping him hints like, he had this big, nice, like empty house. And I was like, wow, if you ever need help decorating, call me, you know, hint, hint, like ask for my number. And he was like, oh, okay. And let me walk out the door. I'm like, what is with this guy? And then Johnny comes back. I was like, hey, Curtis, he wants you to give you his number. I'm like, oh, God, it's funny. He's so shy.
So
I love it. I know.
That's so cute. So you've been married how long?
We have been married now. We got married in 2007.
Okay. So 9 years. And you have 2 beautiful children?
We do. Yes.
Yeah.
Sydney is 5 and little Curtis is 8. And I have 3 stepchildren he had from his prior marriage. 2 twin boys are 21 and his daughter 17.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Teenage.
We got a lot going on.
I got a 17 and 19.
Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
That's great. So I meant to ask you, what, you said there's so many memories of your dad, but I know that this is like a special inside look that I get and my listeners get of your relationship with your dad. What would you say the 3 things maybe that you inherited that were his key strengths?
Confidence is like
Really?
number 1. Confidence is number 1. I think compassion, and probably
Thank you.
integrity. And integrity can mean so many things in so many different ways, but I know who I am, and I'm not afraid to let it be known, stand up for myself. And I wish more people would do that.
Yeah, especially women.
Yeah, I think that people just live in fear of what other people will think, or what they're going to say, and what they're going to do, and they're afraid to put themselves on a pedestal a lot of times, and put yourself first and say, no, this is how I feel, and I don't care what anyone else. You don't necessarily have to be as abrasive as I can be sometimes, because I'm working on that. But we all are the way we are for a reason. I went through a lot growing up that made me, I have a rough edge to myself. That's why I became a boxer in the first place. And I wrote a book about it. My book, Reach, Finding Strength, Spirit, and Personal Power, was just when I decided to start boxing, and there was a lot of naysayers like, oh, she's just trying to use boxing to, as a platform to become a model or to come, because they couldn't believe that I would actually just want to be a fighter. And I'm like, why would I want to box to become a model? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you know what can happen in the ring, like how
you
dangerous
won't be
it
a
is.
model anymore.
Yeah. So it took me boxing for 10 years and winning titles for them to say, oh, she's really serious about this.
Yeah.
So I wrote this book to talk about just the dysfunctional upbringing that I had and what I went through that made me want to be a fighter, put the fighter in me in the first place.
Use that anger.
I used that experience. And I used all that fuel in the ring. And the opponents didn't even know. It wasn't even about them.
Right.
This is my outlet.
Right, right. And then you get titles for it.
Yes.
Yeah. So what would you say is one thing that you wished your dad wasn't?
Probably probably that he didn't have so much infidelity. Yeah.
Putting that moose on the table.
Well, it's public knowledge.
Yeah.
So, that's something that I think he would also say for himself.
Yeah. Why do you think that was?
Because I think it's really hard, not as an excuse, but it's really hard when you have women throwing themselves at you all the time. The average man does not, so they can't even comprehend what that would feel like.
Yeah.
To have it just served up to you on a platter.
Right.
All the time, nonstop. This is like a beautiful man. He's looked up to, is powerful. Even by men, talk about how beautiful this man is. I'm talking not gay men. I'm talking about straight men.
Right.
And he just, everyone loved Muhammad Ali, and then he just was a ladies type of guy too. And it just depends on what kind of guy you are. And there's some just fall to it.
Yeah.
So
he
loved beautiful women.
Yeah.
Okay. So
all right. Yeah,
you gotta know what you're signing up for, though. Like, I think when you're marrying someone like that, you're making a decision. Don't think he's going to change for you, because it's not about how beautiful. I mean, my mom is one of the most beautiful women in the world. He cheated on her.
Yeah.
So it's not. Look at Holly Berry. She's considered one of the most beautiful. The men have cheated on her. So it's not about how beautiful you are or not. If someone wants to do it, that's what they're going to do.
Right. Your mom was good with him?
What do you mean?
After the divorce?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Everything
you have to love my father.
You just can't
stay
mad at him.
So many great things. There's just so many great things about him that even the things that weren't so. Nobody's perfect. You know,
True.
it's like, I don't care if you think you are, you're not. And if you had to live your life an open book, trust me, there would be a whole lot in there people could see. So my father, you know, if we were going to judge him on being a great dad, he wasn't a great father. But at the same, you cannot travel the world and be there for everybody
Do that,
and be a great dad.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
So you have to, somebody's going to suffer somewhere, you know, because you just can't do it.
Right.
You know.
Right. That's a very well balanced way.
It's true.
To-
I don't
yeah.
complain about it, but it's true.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
I didn't feel like I had a dad.
Yeah.
You know, he was, you know, he's dad, but it wasn't like I could, you know, he wasn't there just, you know, for all the moments and all those things, but I understood why.
Right. Right. The pictures that I saw of you with him after you were boxing, he obviously had a turn of heart about you boxing. He was very proud. He was very happy. He was very supportive when you were winning, or it never did.
No, he
the
didn't.
pictures looked like
yeah.
that.
Well, he never liked it.
Okay.
But he also, agreeing the great person that he is, he's going to support me. I'm his daughter. You know, he understood how important that was.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, he didn't like it. If I was like, at any moment, Dad, I'm going to quit, he'd be like, okay, phew, good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like my mom either was so excited when I told her that I was in a box. She wasn't like, oh, that's perfect. That's great. I love it. She was
Yeah.
like, oh, God, not again. Now I have to go through this. You know, but she wasn't going to tell me that because she knew, you know, my mom is Science of Minds, been at Agape. She understands I got to do what my heart desires. So she supported me.
Yeah.
But in secrecy, she was like, oh, God, I don't want my baby to do this.
Right,
you know?
right. I have the same reaction too, absolutely. And it is thanks to Ricky Byers Beckwith, I'll give you that peace in, peace out, my choir boss, that I actually got to meet you at her fundraiser for Kuumba School. And so thank you, Ricky, for the connection. Otherwise, I wouldn't have met you. And you call Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith your big brother, as I do. So that makes us sisters.
Yes,
so I'm glad we met. And we
yes.
definitely have quite a bit more in common than I actually even thought. So it's beautiful. And now you have your own radio show.
I do. I do. I'm going to be doing my own podcast on Podcast One. It's called Layla Ali Lifestyle, and it's just an extension of the brand that I've been building. I have the LaylaAliLifestyle.com, which is my health, wellness, fitness, you know, becoming great blog, and I'm just going to have an extension of that on the radio. So it's going to be starting January 5th. It's not going to be live like yours. I record until I'm a pro. You know, I'm trying to go live yet. I ain't there yet, girl. I need a little editing here and there. But yeah, and it'll be available on iTunes. You can subscribe. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it because it's a new venture for me. It's a challenge, which I love. I mean, boxing was my first love. I did that. I'm done. So everything else after that is just kind of, you know, I've been hosting shows and trying to figure out what it was that I was going to be passionate about. But I'm really passionate about helping people take control of their life through fitness, health, wellness, nutrition, just holistic health, you know, becoming confident, becoming strong, and kind of going on a journey together. And those are the things that I want to talk about on my show. So even though I would call myself an expert because I have experience and I know more than the average person, I don't know everything. I'm still learning along the way. So I want to invite different guests on just like you. And I'm going to have you on my show also.
All right.
And, you know, so we just want to go along for the ride together. So,
Yay. That sounds great. So how do they find you again?
Podcast1.com, or you can go to iTunes and it's Layla Ali Lifestyle and subscribe. Yep.
Great. And we are going to be back. It is time in the show to thank the sponsors who make this show possible. So we'll be back in 2 and 2. Peace in and peace out. Do you get yelled at for playing too many computer games? Do you want to make more money playing a computer game? Do you want to give back to organizations that are doing good around the world? Well, then you'll want to join the Esports Amateur Competitors League, the brainchild of a millennial and her dad. Go to www.theeclopp4opportunity.com and be part of a movement changing the way we look at the world. That's www.theeclopp.com. And welcome back. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at Naturally High, noon out of the Sunset Gower Studios on Universal Broadcasting Network, and every Thursday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 1 Pacific Standard Time out of my CNBC syndicated News Radio Channel KCAA AM 1050, FM 106.5, FM 102.3, and now anywhere iHeartRadio is, just put in Dr. Marissa and you'll find me. Thank you so much also for all of my listeners. My YouTube views of since I have cameras in the studio are now almost 76,000. So thank you, Shishya, and Happy New Year to you. And we are talking to Layla Ali, the beautiful, powerful daughter that didn't fall too far from Muhammad Ali's tree. And now I'm going to take some time to use you as my coach because it is the new year and this is your expertise. And I actually started a group on Facebook called Feel Good and Look Good Naked.
I like that.
With Dr. Marissa and also with Dr. Lionel King, who you have to meet too. I think we'd be a great threesome. But he's coming on in February. But I wanted to use the momentum of the new year. So I have this little group and, every day I post and I put polls down on why it's so difficult to lose weight or what I'm working on. And so one of the questions that came up is, as you're losing weight, how do you tone? How do you keep, the sag? Because I'm hoping for some sag because I'm hoping to lose.
Lost weight,
yeah, right? I'm hoping to lose the weight that I've gained. So that's the first question.
Well, I think that it's important to do physical exercise and do some toning exercises. There's so many different ways, of course, to do it. But if you were doing some light weight or if you were using your body weight, right?
Right.
So not necessarily push-ups, but something like that. That's where you're using your body weight,
Okay.
where you're working your arms and your core, or you're doing planks, or you're doing Pilates or yoga. Whatever it is you're doing, you want to be pushing yourself. You want to be feeling a burn. If you're not feeling a burn, you're not doing anything. So I've seen people at the gym. They like to just say they're going to the gym. They got on their cute outfits and they got on their makeup.
And they post it on Facebook like I do.
Yeah. But I'm saying they might be with their friend and they're talking and it's a social hour.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're really working, you're not going to be able to do that. So you need to at least spend a little bit of time focus and actually pushing yourself because that's how you change your body. That burn is the change that's actually happening. So there's so many different ways to do it.
Okay, now where's the balance in that? Because I teach balanced Tai Chi Gong, and I said one of the only rule is no critical thinking, and you don't push your body. So when your body's hurting, you don't make it hurt more.
Okay, but what kind of hurt are we talking about?
Balance. So so I'm a great example. I have I had a hip replaced. And, before the hip was replaced, I couldn't do any exercise except swim because everything bothered the joint. After the surgery, I probably should have done more of those exercises. But, 3 years later, I still am at the point if I'm on the bike or I'm on the treadmill, it hurts the joints.
Right.
And so now I'm back in the pool. So I do the pool.
And does it hurt?
That doesn't hurt.
Well, that's a good exercise for you.
Okay.
And in the pool, you know how they have the little things you can strap onto your legs and your arms, and you can do resistance.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to push where you're in pain.
Okay.
A burn is different. A burn is kind of like, when you're doing sit-ups or something and you start feeling that burn, you want to go past that burn. You don't want to stop right when you feel the burn because you are going to your brain is going to tell you, protect yourself, stop. But that's what a trainer does. It helps you push past a certain point. No, give me 3 more. Because until you get to that burn.
They lie.
Yeah.
They ain't ever 3 more.
It's not working. Like my father had a saying where he said, when he's doing push-ups, he doesn't stop. Like you're not working until you get to the burn. So once you get to the burn, then you go, okay, I'm gonna go 3, 5, 10 past the burn.
Okay, so now I'm gonna put the moose on the table. What if you're a person that just is like, but I really don't want to do that?
Then you really don't want to look good naked. I know, but I mean, it just is what it is, and that's fine. Like it's not always about just looking good. It's about feeling good and being healthy. And a lot of times people say, okay, it's good for your bones. It's good for your muscles. It's good, to do light weight. Some people don't like weight, so they might want to go walking, but I'll say pick up your pace. You want to do something because it's good for you. And then you just have to accept, like, if you don't want to put those people that look so good that you see, trust me, they're putting in work. It's not just happening overnight.
Right.
And some people love to work out. Like I love to work out.
Yeah.
Some people
I wish
don't.
that's what I wish I wish I
that
could
you loved
get that.
it, right?
I wish I
know.
loved it.
I get it, and that's the same thing people say with cooking. Like I love to cook, and some people love.
You've
to
got
eat.
a recipe book coming out.
Oh, I do. I do. We can talk about that. But
Yeah.
some people are like, I wish I liked to cook, and you can't make yourself like
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So really,
Yeah.
it's just how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
And then trying to find something that you like to do. Some
Yeah.
people don't like to work out, but they like to dance. Okay, go dancing.
Okay.
You're gonna get a workout in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's put the moose on the table about balance then, because women. So I joke around and say I wish I was born in the Renaissance, right? So then nice plumpy. I'm not fat. I'm puffy. That kind of rounded look is okay, is good. And then some people will say, well, why can't like Oprah? They call me the honorable moniker, the Asian Oprah. She's been very public about how she has, gone up and down. And I'm now in the same boat, not because I want to be like her in that
Right,
area,
right.
but I look at myself and it's like some people say, well, just be fine where you are. Like
Right.
you've had 2 children, you've had a hip replacement, you look good with clothes on. And, I did a couple years of that trying to be okay. And now I'm like, no, I'm not okay. I don't feel, I don't feel attractive without my clothes on.
And that's the key. It's about how you feel. So for me, it's not about what's accepted and what's not, because I never look at magazines and go, oh, this is the way that I'm supposed to look, because those people don't even look like that. They've been retouched. And some of them do.
Right.
Some of them are thin. They're not eating anything, whatever. For me, I like to focus on health.
Yeah.
And what's good for you. So if you're carrying around 40 extra pounds of fat on your body, first of all, it's not just your stomach sticking out. It's wrapped around your organs on the inside of your stomach as well. Stomach fat is some of the unhealthiest type of fat, right? So really I think about, okay, what do I need to do for myself that's going to be healthy? I'm going to start eating right. I'm going to eat clean. Naturally, you're going to start losing the fat, right? And then we're talking about toning now, because you said you want to lose weight. That's a whole different thing. That's about the look, right?
Yeah.
You want to look a certain way.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do some of the work, right?
Yeah.
That it
Yeah.
takes. But people need to not worry about, because it does kind of irk me a little bit when people like, I'm big and I'm beautiful. Okay, I don't want you to feel bad about yourself when you're
Right.
big, but you
Right.
still should be trying to work towards getting healthy. Because carrying 100 extra pounds or 50 extra pounds, imagine carrying a big 50-pound weight with you every day in your hands. Do you think that's going to wear your body down at a certain
Yeah,
point? It's going
yeah.
to start wearing on you. It's
Yeah.
not good for you.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
not
not
good
just
for your
about the
heart.
look, and I don't want people say, oh, but I'm healthy. I go to my doctor, because they're comparing you to people nowadays who hardly anybody's healthy. Like in the average people, I mean, they're eating processed food,
Yeah.
junk, you know what I mean? And it's okay. And then
Yeah.
they're taking all these pills and medicine and all these things. That's not healthy.
Yeah.
So who are you
Yeah.
comparing yourself to?
Right.
Compare yourself to someone who's really healthy, and you're not going to be looking that
Right.
healthy.
Have you always been healthy?
No, I started before I started boxing when I was 17, 18. I was like the average person. I was 30 pounds overweight. I ate junk food. I was a
Right.
teen. I could get away with it.
Right.
But I still was overweight, but it was fine. I didn't feel like I was that overweight. And then when it came to boxing, you really have to look at your weight, because it's like, what weight class am I going to fight in?
Right.
And you want to fight at a weight class as low as you can, where you're still strong, because if you're fighting 175-pound girls, they're stronger than the 140-pound girls. So if you can get down to
Right.
140, you want to fight at 140.
Right.
But I'm a natural, like I weigh 190 right now today.
Yeah.
I was fighting at 168. I don't look like I weigh 190.
No, you
because
don't.
I can carry it.
Yeah.
But as a boxer, I would be much slower.
Yeah.
And it's, it just
Not
didn't,
as-
it's not,
yeah.
if you're chiseling your body and you're training every day, it's just naturally going to come off.
Right.
So I say that to say, when I started boxing, I said, what does it take to be the greatest boxer? What does it take to be a world champion, to be undefeated? And it came down to sleep. It came down to focus, having my priorities in balance, eating certain foods that would fuel my body. It wasn't
Right.
about just the food anymore, whether it was fattening or not.
Right.
Because I could eat whatever I wanted. I burned 10,000 calories a day, training 3 times a day.
Yeah.
It wasn't about...
Maybe I should look at boxing.
It's a great workout.
Good, it's a goal.
You're naturally tone up. But so that's when I learned about how food affects your performance. And then from then on, I just started, when I had kids, I got into non-GMO and organic, and just learned a lot of research just from being online and reading books and things like that. And nutrition is a fledgling science. They tell you one thing one day and it changes another day.
Something was good and now it's not good.
But if you have balance, like no one's ever going to say, don't eat
balance.
more vegetables, don't
Right.
eat, drink a lot of water.
Right.
Some people say, oh, a fruit has too much sugar, don't eat that. But no one got big from eating fruit, right? So really just imagine, it's just about what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
But, it's just keeping it, eating, lean meats and fruits and vegetables and whole foods that came from the earth, not something from a package, not something from a can, not something from a drive-through that's got chemicals and colors and things in it to make you crave it. People don't realize they put things in the food.
Right.
Sugar is like 8 or 9 times, I forget what the number is, more addictive than cocaine.
Right.
That's why we have the problem that we have. You're literally addicted to sugar. So
for the very few minutes we have left, this is personal again. What about people who, even though everyone else says you look fine, they have, I guess the term is body dysmorphia. Like no matter how thin I am, I don't think I look thin enough or good in my body. Have you ever have you ever looked at your body and it's perfect and you go, I still need to lose weight?
Oh yeah, I'm really hard on myself. I'm always judging myself, but it comes from a different kind of place a little bit because I was an athlete and I've been at my best and I know what that looks like. So I'm always striving to be back there.
Right.
Like I look at my face now, I'm like, oh, my face is heavy, it's round. I got a little bit, jump a chin down here. And it's because it runs in my family. Like my dad if you look at when he got older, he got a big head. And I'm like, God, this Ali head, or whatever it is. And there's certain things like I see myself on TV, you look 10 pounds heavier on TV, but I'm not. I'm comparing myself to myself.
Right.
So, and I truly believe, I'm like, man, if I could, because I like to eat and I like sugar.
Yeah.
I drink coffee sometimes just because I want the sweetness that's in it. So it's a challenge for me, and I'm real about that. Like I'm always about 10 pounds heavier than I want to be because I don't want to go that hard.
Yeah.
So, but I have my limit to where I'm like, okay, now you need to watch it. But working on my cookbook, which my first cookbook coming out in fall of this year, probably around Thanksgiving. But I was working on it for the past 8 months. I was doing a lot of eating, and it wasn't really working out because I was so focused on getting it done. I gained like 10 pounds. So now I was like, for the new year, that's fun to me. I get to get it off, and I'm inviting people to do this challenge with me.
Okay.
All the people on my Facebook page and on my social media. I'm like, let's do this challenge together.
All right.
So I'm I think it makes them feel good to know, like, no, I gain weight too, and I can get it off. Even if it's just we all have our personal goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And here it's like you're a fitness and wellness expert, and you're giving us advice
Right,
because you gain weight. Yeah.
Right.
But I'm going to show you how to get it off now, and
Yeah.
we can do it together.
Right.
So.
Right. That's right. You're doing it on Facebook?
I am. Yeah.
Okay, so another group to join.
Yes.
Join hers and join mine.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll do it together.
Whatever. I mean, people find inspiration in so many different ways. You may say something a certain way and it connects with somebody. I
Right.
may say something another way and it connects somebody. But we're all trying to do the same thing. We all want to be happy.
Yes.
We all want to be loved. We all want to love ourselves.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to feel good about themselves.
Right.
And it's like I just think we need to stop comparing ourselves to other people and work on your personal best. And when you make your health your priority, then that's when you can say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to Dr. Marissa. I'm going to listen to Layla. I'm going to put myself first. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to eat clean. Then you're going to lose weight. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy.
Yeah.
So everything just kind of starts falling in place.
I'm so glad this is going to be a podcast. I can play this over and over in the morning. That's for me because there is, and what is it? The percentage of New Year's resolutions that fall off is usually 4 or 5 weeks.
Right.
And part of that is, I think you nailed it. It's how do we love ourselves enough to do something for ourselves? But we have all this other, and I told people yesterday, just put all the things that have negative things that have been told to you. You're so beautiful. Why don't you lose the weight? You could, whatever, or how could you let yourself go? Or you're so disgusting. And my husband used to tell people I was obese, and so these
get
messages,
those people out your life for one,
right? He's out. So, but
everyone else listening, if you got someone
voices-
saying mean things to you, get them out your life.
Yeah. So hide those from your timeline.
Yes,
that's something that
Sure.
is not helping. So just let that go. And I have to do that. That's the advice that I really do need to take.
Yeah, and take responsibility. It's like we want to do something, make it a priority, make it happen.
Yeah.
Like I have to write things down because I do, because life happens and you get busy. I like to write things down, set my intentions, and then like in the beginning of each day, don't wait till the beginning of the year to start something new. Every day is a new day.
Yeah.
You know, if you fell off, don't be hard on yourself. Be like, I'm gonna do it today. You know.
All
and
right,
that's
everybody in my group that's listening, we've got some great advice to follow through on, and we're coming almost to the end of the show. So I wanted also, you're on Celebrity Apprentice. I had a bunch of people message me about that, and put it on the notice, and that's so great. And I said, yeah, she's a guest, and someone corrected me, and they go, no, she's going to be on all season.
That's funny. Yeah, well, because you
I'm
don't
like,
watch
oh,
the
I'm
show.
Sorry, yeah, I know. Sorry.
And you know, some people are boycotting the show, you know, because Donald Trump used to host the show. And I was actually asked to do it 4 times, and I turned it down. And then they have Arnold Schwarzenegger. We shot the show back in February of 2016 when it wasn't even conversation anymore. It's like, okay, Donald Trump isn't doing the show.
Right.
It was like, oh, great. Okay,
Yeah.
we shot the show. Then the whole presidency candidate thing came up, and now people, he announced recently before the show started that he's still an executive producer. His name is going to roll in the credits. He's not involved in the show, but none of us knew that. So people are like, oh my God, you sold out. You did the show. I'm like, I shot in February. It wasn't even an issue back then.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, it's raised $15 million for charities over the years.
There you go.
You know, so I raised money for my charity. You know, it was still a great experience. There's nothing I can do now except
Yeah.
ride out the wave.
Yeah.
But it was a fun
Yeah.
show. It's going to be, these last 2 episodes, I didn't really say much because I didn't need to. You know, I didn't get in any situations, but, you know, as people get put off the show, you see more of each person because they have more time, more airtime for each of us.
Right.
There's like 16 people that they had to get in.
Yeah.
You know, so they're going to
yeah.
start trickling away, and then you'll see me more. People like, I want to see you more, talk more. Like, I didn't have anything to say. So.
Well, they can always go to the podcast. You got plenty to say
Right,
there,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Right. There you go. You move it in there. And your book. Tell me about your book.
So I have one book called Reach, Finding Strength, Spirit, and Personal Power, which I'm actually going to, put it out again. I want to, because it's
Re-release.
Yeah, re-release it. It's a great book. And then my book, my cookbook will be coming out in November. And I'll, you know, if you follow my pages, I'll keep all the, you know, information out about when that comes out. But I'm really excited about that.
Yay.
So.
And your home recipes, your healthy recipes, you know, your favorite recipes, all of the above?
Oh yeah, definitely. I worked with a writer, and she helped me develop my own recipes, and we also created new recipes together because I had a lot of recipes, but not enough for a whole cookbook.
Right,
you know, I had over 120 recipes in this cookbook, but I pretty much took foods that we all love, some of the comfort foods, some of my favorite recipes, and more, and made them as nutritious as possible. So it's not a health book.
Right.
It's a cookbook because I believe that healthy food, why does it, because it's healthy, have to be a health book?
Right,
It's
right,
the way we're supposed
Tasteless
to eat.
and
No,
whatever.
exactly. So it's going to be the bomb.
Right. So I think that'll be a good Asian Oprah giveaway if you can promise a book when it comes out to
yes.
So
and I
you
brought
can,
some photos for you today.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, to some 8x11s to give away. I have 3 of them.
Oh, yay.
I'll
So
autograph
we've got 4 Asian Oprah giveaways. So let's do one on Facebook. The first one to message me, Layla Ali, will get a poster, and then the cookbook and another poster from my website, the number 4 balance.org, in the guest register on the subject line, 1 poster and 1 book, and then the last one on my LinkedIn. How about that? We'll do the message there, and then you will get 4 Asian Oprah giveaways with Layla Ali. All right, and we are at the end of the show. We've got a couple minutes left. Who would you like to give a shout out to that has helped you in your life that you want to publicly on the air say 谢谢, which
so
is
many.
Mandarin. 谢谢.
So many. I would definitely my husband. I mean, he's my best friend and such a supporter. He knows how to get the message to me clear. He's, you know, if something needs to be said, he knows how to say it. Reverend Michael Beckwith. He has been amazing. I mean, I've been a member of Agape since I was 12 years old. He married me both times.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
You know, he's been amazing, and he's always supportive. I can call him whenever, and just everybody, all my friends and family. I mean, I only have so many. I can count on, two hands.
Yeah.
And they all know that I love them dearly, and my children, of course, I do everything I do for them. They're the ones that give me the strength to keep going.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I forgot to ask you one tip for working single moms. Actually, you're not single, but working moms who are trying to do any one thing that's helped you.
I would just say that is like the thorn in my butt every day is being a working mom, and I'm a mom who does it all. When I leave here, I'm going to the grocery store. I was like, I gotta get groceries. And I love doing it, and I love to cook, and I do it all.
Yeah.
And it's so hard finding that balance, because then I'm tired. I get in my bedroom, my husband's looking at me like, yeah, it's time to get down. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm tired. I never thought I'd be that one whose husband's complaining he don't get it enough. I'm like, golly, can we schedule that too? Oh, Lord. Anyway, he's like, why do we have to schedule it? I'm like, look, do you want it or not? Because we're going to have to schedule it. Don't get offended by that. But anyway, I release. So, moms, we are in this together. It's not easy. I don't have any good answer for you. But I know that what I want to do this year, because I'm just like, always all over. I get anxiety when I think about everything I have to do for the day, and I make all these little Post-it notes and things.
Right.
It's just to get the most important things done. Like I make a long list, but I need to start putting the most important things on top of my list, the things that I don't necessarily want to do that give me anxiety.
Triage.
Get them out the way.
Triage, right.
Get them out the way, and then just let the other stuff kind of fit in where it needs to, because it's just too much.
Yeah.
Can't do it all.
Yeah.
So.
And you have to be the one who says, at the end of the day, have I done the best that I can with the time that I have and the resources I have? Yes, I did good.
And if you didn't, because sometimes I'm going to be like, no, I could have done things a little better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
shouldn't have sat on the phone with my friend for that hour and whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
next day I'll correct that, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah.
but it's true. I mean, it's just like, okay.
Yeah, so take a breath.
I'm taking the breath.
You are absolutely fabulous, beautiful inside and out. And I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award today. I wasn't sure
I love
if
that
I was
audience.
going
I love
to.
that audience.
Isn't that great?
I'm steal that
It's
idea for my
affirming.
podcast.
All right. All right. Just as long as you mention it.
Messing with you.
And it's at the end of the show and time for my weekly balance bar, where I invite you to come and balance with me. It is day 3 on the 21-day fast from complaining, round 66. And the tip for today is it's easier to stop a bad habit like complaining if I have a new habit to replace it with, like gratitude. So starting today, if you'd like to go public with me and do gratitudes every morning from now until the 21st day of the fast, please do. Dr. Wayne Dyer suggests 5, but I'm a recovering overachiever, so I do 8 because 8 is a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homonym for good fortune. So as soon as you get off the air today, as soon as I get off of the air, and as soon as you, before you go grocery shopping, but you're still having lunch with me, is to do 8 gratitudes of what and who you are grateful for. And I promise, if you do this for the next 21 days, it will make such a difference in your life. Anyone who is interested in joining both Layla's group or mine, my group is called Feel Good and Look Good Naked, and it is both a group and there's an event that you can go to Facebook on. If you're interested in going with me to Sedona, it is my 7th annual retreat. In the Vortex, I'll be teaching you balanced Tai Chi, promoting inner peace, one breath at a time. Maybe I can get you to go the weekend after Mother's Day. And if you're interested in going to Nepal or Costa Rica with me, please do message me, and we're looking at the dates of that as well. I'll be teaching at Agape on faculty the balanced Tai Chi. Go and keep your finger tuned to my page. Anyways, and next week, if you are interested in getting free advice that I don't use, please do contact my call-in producer, Jarvis Essex, who is scheduling people right now for getting your life tires balanced with Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. That is next week, so keep it tuned to my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get balanced with Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, EI. And remember, it's all about balance. Peace in. And peace out.
To take away the part of me that that wants to stay. It's all I want to hear my life and sing along. For without it, there's no laughter, no tears, lonely days after, no memories for the way things used to be. Many a friend has stopped